How's it going? I'm Andrew with Investors Hub, and since today was Data Day for Editas, they presented data at the Retinal Symposium. And I wanted to make a video talking about my experiences trading the stock and some of my thoughts on it. And so this is that. Well, Editas obviously took a big old dump leading into the data day, which is unfortunate. And then after they presented data, it dumped even more, which is even more unfortunate. So I ended up actually selling the day before the event because I always planned on selling before they released data, except my initial plan was to sell on the Friday before the event because I didn't want to, risk there being selling pressure right before the event. However, because of all the craziness that's been happening in the market right now with the threats of the government shutdown and quantitative tapering and all that stuff, I figured that the issues that we were seeing with Editas, the sell-off that we were experiencing last week, were because of just general dissatisfaction in the market rather than anything specifically wrong with Edit. However, I realize now, looking back, that that's probably not a fantastic assumption whenever you are trading in biotechs, because biotechs generally do their own thing. They're not really as attached to general market forces as other stocks are. So my quick sell-off before the event ended up saving me some money, but I was still down. So I played Editas from $60 to $70 in late August, early September area, and I was pretty happy about that. And then I got to thinking, I was like, well, what if it runs up some more? What if it runs up some more? The all-time high was $100. Like, there's still upside on this. It's looking good, looking strong. And so I ended up buying back in at 70 and then selling back at 53-ish right before the event. So that pretty much blew up my gains on that particular stock, though my plays into Gritstone went quite well. So I'm still overall up in my biotech trades and whatnot. So data, let's talk about the data. They presented data that was good. There was nothing in particular that was bad that happened. They admitted that the primary purpose of this study was to determine the safety of their treatment.
I'd like to share a little more background. Now, when Editas embarked on the Brilliance study, no one had previously attempted gene editing in the human body. It was not known how humans would react to the CRISPR-Cas enzymes when delivered to the eye using an AAV as a delivery system. And there was a lot of concern about the potential of immune responses. For this reason, the study is primarily designed as a safety study.
Some of them saw some positive results. I'll show one clip from their investor presentation that they had, or their webinar that they did at 11 o'clock today, which was a few hours after they gave their presentation at the actual event. But unfortunately, a study that's just like, well, we didn't blind anyone more than they were already blind, and we helped some people somewhat over 6 months, it's not super duper exciting. It's not the kind of thing that people will be like, oh my God, I have to throw money at this right now, blah, blah, blah. So that's probably why it ended up going down. And gene editing biotechs are really hot right now. People are super excited for the technology. I'm super excited for the technology, and it's why I picked Editas. But the fact that the data was just so milquetoast was likely far below market expectations because the market is a forward-looking mechanism. They anticipate what the data is going to be. And if the market has very high expectations for the data, then the market price of the stock will go up leading into that. And if it falls short of expectations, regardless of if the data is good or not, then the price of the stock will go down. So we're going to get more data in the future. They haven't released the data for their high-dose group yet, though they say that there hasn't been any major negative side effects in the high-dose group, so that's promising. And just this isn't LASIK surgery where they zap your eyeball with a laser and all of a sudden you see better. It's something that takes months and months and months and months in order for you to see any effects. So it doesn't have that kind of instant gratification of, we cured blindness, bam! So I'm still extremely interested in what Editas has going on and with gene editing therapy, but in order for me to buy back in, I need to see the price settle down, right? I'm not going to try and catch the falling knife. I want to see it bottom out. I want to see it level off, and I want to see some more press releases come out that are suggesting that we're going to see new data sometime soon, because, in my book, there's not really any reason to hold on to a biotech for the medium term. Is that you either buy a biotech with the intention of riding the biotech all the way until the time when they're releasing a viable product and they've got full FDA approval, or you're doing some sort of short-term thing, short-term being, a month or two, maybe 3 months, where you're playing a specific event. And since I don't know when the next event is going to be, then there's no reason to play it right now, but I'm going to keep watching it. So yeah, what have your experiences with Editas been? Are you staying away from them? Are you invested in it for the long term? How have you been trading in and out? Talk to us about how your Editas life has been. And yeah, so be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We make all kinds of videos. These biotech investing videos come out every so often. We also talk about cryptocurrency and cannabis and the general market. And yeah, right now I'm working on a basics video, or it's actually not really basics, it's more of an advanced look at how liquidity pool staking works. The most common kind of liquidity pool staking in cryptocurrency, and sort of the math behind it, and sort of the ideal circumstances for being involved in that particular process. And yeah, if all that sounds interesting, be sure to check out our channel, subscribe, and I'll see you again soon.